Tippy's on the move. She's approaching the keyboard.
We got a bogey at 6 o'clock. Shit.
I love it how she skulks by it. She's like, I'm going to ruin the podcast this time.
Every time. I was just saying that she puked. She ruined a couple carpets, a couple rugs.
Good for you, Tip.
And it looks like she's going to puke again. Have you been eating my cotton ball?
Michael has
she's
one
definitely
cotton
gonna
ball.
barf, dude.
Oh, that's what she does when she's about to barf?
Well, she's like licking her chops like she already has. And then like she just kind of gagged or something. It was weird.
She might have a hairball. Does she ever get hairballs?
She gets barf balls. I don't know.
Yeah, but are they full of hair or food or bile?
Food usually. Because
hairballs are just puke, but it's all hair and like some stomach stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You got a little something stuck in your teeth.
Perfect.
So look, I'm your mirror right here. This guy. I'm your mirror. There you go.
When you said barf balls, it reminded me that in high school, this kid
Thank you.
got his dick thrown up on, and then that was the only thing anyone talked about at school for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks. Good deeds never go unpunished.
There's a
that
kid
means she was,
I know. She was trying.
She was trying hard. Yeah.
There's a dude in my high school class, or the class above me, who got made fun of for eating period pussy, which he was ahead of his time.
Yeah, now everyone's like, oh man, I can't believe I made fun of that guy for the thing that's extremely attractive to everyone.
Exactly. Yeah. And his last name was Creekbomb, and everyone called him Count Creekbomb.
Okay, I just have to say something. I know oh, that's funny. Okay.
Yeah.
But also,
That's better than I would expect from high school kids. That's like,
I also
because
think
it's not even a pun. It's just funny.
Yeah.
what people don't get about like the demand that you eat period pussy is that you're not actually eating the blood.
Exactly.
It's like it's a different location. Now, if I was like in my peak period where it's like not confined to the tampon and all over my whole vulva and legs, I wouldn't be like, go down on me right now. But
Right.
like if I'm at a point where like it can be contained by a tampon, I'm like, I promise if you're good at this, you're not going to know.
Yeah, if you know, yeah, right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
We
it
talked
just
about
depends
this on
on
episode 2
I know.
of this podcast.
how on your period you are.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like there's a point in every period that is the majority of the period where it can be done. Well, not every period, but like unless you have a disorder. Like yeah. Anyway. But if they find out that you're on your period, even if they don't know at first, like if they see the tampon string, then they're like, no. And I'm like, you see how the tampon string's white? It means that you're safe. If that gets red, evacuate. That's like your barometer for whether or not you can.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's brown, go to town.
Dude, you got a mustache hair that's going like a tusk on the other. No, don't touch it.
what?
No, you fixed it.
Damn it.
It was funny.
Yeah.
Your
I told
beard
you-
is very red. I guess it always is, but it looks redder
It's
today.
the sunlight
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
glistening in the sunlight.
It's that fucking dang weed, bro.
Oh yeah, you've been honking.
No,
on
I
nuts.
can't smoke
know.
still.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah.
You got to figure that out. You go to the doctor, be like, hey, I need to be able to smoke weed.
God hates
Do you want
me
some hot
for
cookie
sure.
for Parliament tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you some.
Sweet.
Yeah, I have like
Yeah, that'll be
half of one in my bag. I can just give you.
perfect.
Okay,
Fuck
cool.
yeah.
What are y'all doing? What have y'all been doing this week? I've been playing World of Warcraft.
Nice.
I don't care what you were going to say. I've been playing video games. It's been very fun.
What exactly does World of Warcraft entail?
Well, you create a character, like a little avatar. You give it a name.
Is that what you meant when you said that you'd been distracted?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Dude. So I am a undead mage.
What's a mage?
It's like he does magic.
Oh.
And the characters I usually
Wait, undead
mage.
That's alive, right? What is undead exactly?
It's like a zombie.
Okay, so
You're
you've been
immortal.
dead.
It means that you're dead, but you never actually die, right?
Something like that. So I was naming the character, and I usually obsess over the name. Like I have to make it funny, but I didn't want to waste time doing that. So I just pressed the random name button, and the name that it gave me was Carl with a TH at the end.
Carl?
So I'm Carl. And then I like leveled that character, and then I made another low level character and named it Carl Jr. So,
oh man, that's good.
So if any listeners want to play, hit me up.
You
I'll
should
tell
make
the
another one and
server.
call it Hardee's, and it's exactly like Carl's Jr. It's the same thing.
That's extremely
it's
funny.
Hardeeth.
Hardeeth.
That's funny. Yeah.
It's just a Spanish guy visiting the Midwest.
Hardeeth?
Hardeeth. I want to go to Hardee's.
I don't think. No, that's not how the lisp works. It's complicated, but it's
What
the,
are-
le-
Oh,
yeah,
usually
it's S,
the letter
it's not-
C. It's the S sound that is a C. So like Barcelona,
Barcelona.
but not
or
like
Ibiza.
but not like tacos. That's just a man with a lisp.
Yeah, but if he was also Spanish, that'd be a really easy guy to make fun of.
Tacos.
How was work this week?
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you regretting it, or do you think you're gonna get used to it?
I mean, there's no point in regretting it. Like, it's like I'm in it, and I knew I was gonna feel
like a
this
tattoo.
way. Yeah, I knew I was gonna feel this way. I knew I was gonna be this overwhelmed. I have to get all of enrichment put together. It's a lot of work, and I am really behind, even though I've already pushed it back. So that's stressful. But I got some work done this morning, so that's good.
Cool.
But basically, if it sucks and if I completely fuck up the budget this semester by not having enough enrichment activities and like yada, 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 like I'll just be like, oh yeah, did I do this thing that I said I was going to do where you put too much work on me and I didn't do it right? No shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how I feel. I'm like, I don't want to get fired, but like if I'm not the right fit for this job and someone realizes that, I don't think they'd be cruel enough to like fire me because they put me in this position. I feel like they'd be like, we should hire another director and have you do something else.
Right.
Which is what I wanted the whole time. But I don't think that they'd ever be bad enough to like fire me unless I like really shit the fucking bed or like did something horrible.
If you can't think of other like enrichment stuff, do you think you could just like trick the kids into doing like labor?
I mean, not for their
We're making
parents to pay
shoes.
us. Yeah, yeah. Well, there is a lot of sewing activities and a costume making activity. But I mean, they get to keep the costumes. I'm not like make the sports jerseys. It's a fun sewing activity where we make jerseys for cross country. No,
That's a good idea.
that is a good idea.
Yeah.
And your
Yeah.
parents pay for it.
Yeah, we're gonna print license plates. We're gonna stamp license plates. You'll
No.
get paid 1 cent an hour.
Yeah, we're gardening in a very huge garden.
Yeah, we're gonna throw a rodeo. Yeah,
Dude, I mean, I guess y'all grew up knowing about the Angola rodeo or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
like when I came down here and people would like talked about like going to it regularly, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Why are all of these
I've never
stories
been.
true?
Yeah,
yeah. It's like our state fair.
yeah. Oof, yuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always wanted to go to a fair when I was little because we didn't really ever have like a fair except for school fairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were fun.
My first job was at the Minnesota State Fair, and it fucking sucked. I worked all with kids that knew each other from like some suburban high school, and the only subject of conversation that came, like they had the whole fucking 12 days that I worked there for 8 hours a day, was fag bashing. That was the only thing they talked about.
Yep, I remember those days.
And like the fryers got so hot that my hands were like really swollen by the end of it, and they made me like wear this giant like French fry costume.
Awesome.
But it's like, so it was really hot, and
I
it's
take it
also-
back. This is great.
It's metal, so
Oh.
it's really fucking heavy, and they have to have someone out there like making sure you don't like run into shit because you can't really see. And like the whole time there was just little kids coming inside the fucking costume to kick me.
Oh my god.
Dude, that's
Yeah, no,
awesome.
it was-
That's so bad.
So good, dude. That's like a cartoon version of a first
How
job.
old were you? 15?
I was, yeah, like 14 or 15.
Oof.
But it was cool.
Did you get $15 an hour?
No, but all the kids, we
Did you
all
get
just
$5 an hour.
we all just stole.
Oh yeah.
That was the thing.
That's
like
smart.
Yeah.
the entire Minnesota State Fair runs on just like teenagers pocketing the cash
Hell
of
yeah.
like these stands that make so fucking much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, whenever I talk to my friends that worked in the mall in like Shreveport, I'm like, how does that mall still exist? Because they're all like, oh yeah, we would just sell the cookies for like $1 and keep all of the money.
Yeah.
And no one noticed.
I was just at
Jessica
my
Press did that. She like had an illegal cookie business out of the Great American Cookie when she was in high school.
Yeah. So Sweet Martha's Cookies is like a fucking staple of the Minnesota State Fair. Actually, the people with the Sweet Martha's fortune live like down the block from my sister in this like huge fucking house. But they must make so much money because every single one of the kids that works at that thing would take home like $200 a day.
Holy shit.
And it'd be like 30 kids doing this, and they just either like turned a blind eye or somehow didn't notice.
Yeah.
Like
Holy
that's how much
shit.
money they were making.
That's amazing. That's way more. I make $150 a day and after taxes, and I have like a good job.
Wait, so you would make more subbing?
No, subbing's only
I-
$125 a day, and after taxes.
After taxes, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought somebody told Susanna that it was like $200 a day. But no, all right, that's better.
It is at some schools maybe,
Okay.
or maybe outside Louisiana. The going rate for subbing in Louisiana is $125 a day, I think.
Yeah. What about topping?
Hey.
Yeah, I was just at my uncle's house for like a Labor Day type of thing, and my cousin was like doing the thing where you sell chocolate bars for $2 a piece for some drive or whatever, and we were like, dude, you can just sell them for $3. All these fucking Catholic family members will fucking you can make.
Oh yeah,
make
that's
a
so
nice,
smart.
A tidy margin.
Yeah, everyone's happy.
Yeah, my mom like. It's just like such a supportive little family because my mom, or a very large family, my mom was just like, well, I'll take 10, and then she just gave them to me and Susanna. So if anybody wants chocolate,
Cool. Oh yeah, Susanna said that their family, y'all had a party in like a compound in St. Bernard.
yeah, they have they have their own little Catholic kibbutz over there. It's like there's some other people who live there, but it's like I think 4 houses are that family. It's pretty chill.
Sounds fun.
Christians having a compound is scary, but Catholics aren't that like outwardly violent.
Catholics aren't Christian.
Go on.
Here's what I'll say: the Catholic Church is the most corrupt, maybe in the world, but actual practitioners that are Catholic, like, are generally less crazy than a lot of other Christians.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, because they're less like bomby, and like they're less like I don't know. You know, they're less likely to actually. I feel like
actually bomb
shooting up an abortion clinic or
clinics,
something.
yeah.
Like, I don't think those are usually Catholics. I think those are usually like non-denominational, like snake fucking charming.
Oh, dude, when I've done like clinic escorting and it's been Catholics, it's so much easier to deal with because they just walk.
They just pray.
Yeah, they just walk and pray, and
Yeah.
it's still like annoying and
It's
like
still
fuck
annoying
them.
and shitty, but
Like,
they don't get in people's faces because
Yeah.
their whole view is like hate the sinner, not the sin. So I would always like talk to my religion teacher about this and be like, it's still messed up to like pray because you don't know what people's situations are. And at the time, my angle was like, so there's still an argument as to whether or not like. I mean, this is not the Catholic argument. The Catholic argument is that it's never okay, but we were allowed to have the opinion in high school that it's like, well, actually, they never expelled anyone for having any opinion, which is different from a lot of Catholic schools. But like, you were allowed to argue, and the teacher wouldn't be like, that's completely not in line with Catholic thinking.
Right.
That like, if you were raped, then or if like incest occurred, that like abortion should be able to happen. So like the line of argument that we took for the sake of like appealing to some psychotic Catholic lady was just like, what if those people getting these abortions are victims of these very specific circumstances that are up for debate whether or
Right.
not they're okay?
Yeah.
And like, so I think that like just that is a lot different from, oh man, I saw this really funny sign I wanted to bring up. So I know that these exist in on Bourbon Street, and I'm sure it's the exact same sign that's on Bourbon Street. I just saw it on Twitter, but those signs that are like, oh, here we go. Can I read the Hellfire Awaits sign from those people on the street?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is just on Twitter, but some of them come from left field. You'd never expect it. Whores, liars, atheists, adulterers, homosexuals, idolaters, porno freaks,
Yeah.
Hindus, party animals, country music lovers, the Pope, Buddhists, drunks, cowards, murderers, prideful, Catholics, Mormons, whoremongers, thieves, Muslims, pot smokers, transgenders, sports nuts.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Transgender sports nuts.
Transgenders, sports nuts, feminists, racists, rock and roll freaks, gangsta rappers, sissies, fake Christians, Jesus mockers, rebellious women, abortionists, Satanists, Jehovah's Witnesses, and lesbians.
We just like conscious.
they
rap.
hate all of the Christian faiths. I'm like, what Christian faith are you?
I like that there's just
They're like,
one
we just like
adjective in
Talib
there. Like
Kweli.
everything else is a plural noun, and then they're prideful.
I know. It was a funny sign. Also, they don't even like country music lovers. I guess they're like the Pentecostals with the long skirts. Usually that's who it is.
Yeah, I've like at the farmers market in Iowa City, there was always some kind of Christian long skirt wearing ass booth
Yeah.
selling vegetables or whatever, and they're
Yeah.
always super chill.
Definitely the best kind of Christians are the like snake handler Christians.
I have a friend who
That's
wrote a
the
book
tightest
about-
shit ever.
Oh, really?
100% of those people die from a snake bite. Like they all die that way.
Yeah, I guess he wasn't a real Christian.
Wait, tell
Anyway.
us more about this book. Why don't we have them on the pod?
She just like kind of hung out at a snake handling church, and think I have her manuscript somewhere around. She sent it to me when we were up there. But she's in Iowa City. I don't know.
So do you like who do you handle? Did she ever handle the snakes?
I don't think so. No.
All right.
It was like kind of a portrait of a cult leader kind of thing. It was cool.
I feel, yeah. I mean, you definitely are openly like displaying your lack of faith if you're not gonna, touch the snake.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think when you're like a sort of charismatic leader of a cult kind of thing, you don't really care if the person writing about you is a Christian. You just want them to write about you because you're an egomaniac. So,
Fucking, I don't know how he got this gig, but Luke got some gig reviewing movies for some fucking online publication,
Right.
and I watched this documentary with him. It was called like American Jesus or like American Christian or something like that, and it sucked. It was like completely directionless, and like they just showed a bunch of like weird Christian shit, just kind of like fringe stuff. But definitely the best one was like these snake handler people, and it was in Texas, of course. But they also played like Christian rock, but it was really like super tight, like aggressive, like Texas, like punk, like rockabilly. But
Yeah.
the drummer was this like 85-year-old lady who kicked ass at drums, and I
Nice.
was like, this church, yes. With like a guy like handling snakes, like that is the most rock and roll
Oh,
shit
yeah.
I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
yeah,
That's true.
I wouldn't handle a snake.
No,
Would you?
a venomous one?
Yeah, one that would kill you if you bit you.
No.
Are you
Why?
sure?
Yeah, I don't even believe in God. Why would I do that?
If you were depressed or something.
No, that's not how I would go out. If I was,
How would you go out?
I always said I would jump off a bridge, but I don't think I actually would.
It's just like like a big fuck you to your mom. I did jump off a bridge.
My mom was never the type to use cliches. My mom would just be like, "That's a stupid thing." to do." But
Yeah.
If Mary Devon jumped off a bridge, would you? Yes, I'd be really sad and I'd kill myself. We'd all jump off a bridge together.
I would
It'd
at
be
least
sad.
I would at least throw her microphone off a bridge.
I don't know.
Like Tom Cruise in Top Gun throwing Goose's.
I would
Dog
either.
tags.
I would not take pills because I wouldn't want it to happen slowly. I'd want it to happen quickly. I would either jump off a bridge or shoot myself in the head or do the garage thing if I could find a garage to kill myself in. But I'd feel really, really bad because I don't have my own
Did I
garage.
tell you guys about thinking about suicide as a little kid and not really like having that much of a grasp on how to do it? And one of my ideas was tape a knife to a wall.
Yes, and then run into it.
And then, head first run into the knife.
Dude, that
Oh, man.
fucking owns. That rules.
That's so funny. Yeah, I would never hang myself
Yeah.
because I would just I would probably just survive and then feel fat for breaking the rope. And then I'd kill myself a worse way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, just imagining. I don't know. See,
If I was actually suicidal, I think, because something about being eaten by animals is like comforting.
Jesus. No.
Maybe after I'm dead. I want
definitely
I want Tippy
after,
to
yeah.
eat me after I die.
She would.
Very slowly.
It would take. Yeah, she would take her time. Then she would barf me up on
yeah,
the
you'd
the
get
rug.
rotten pretty quickly. Yeah.
Well, she's a little vulture.
Oh,
Like-
she just turned around and licked her butt or her side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can't really imagine what I would do because if I were suicidal, I wouldn't be thinking about how much my parents would be upset when they found out. I can't decide if I would want my body to like wash up and confirm like days or months or years later, or if I would rather them find my dead body. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like I can't decide which one would be worse. Like for me personally,
I would just leave a note and then make sure that no one found me. Like I would.
Same. I wouldn't never want them to find my
It would be
body.
like suicidal Houdini, where I would like put rocks in a bag and zip myself up, and then just here I go. You know?
Oh man, Jeff was driving on a bridge on like I guess the Claiborne. He was on some overpass on the interstate, and it was in the city. So whoever was about to jump off the bridge was going to jump into traffic.
Whoa!
And he saw a cop. He saw a lady trying to jump off a bridge, and a cop just fucking grabbing her and like not letting her jump off the bridge.
Wait, when the fuck did this happen?
Weeks ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's great. He didn't mention that.
Yeah, no, it happened like during the day when he was driving back from work. It was when he was working at Loyola.
It was tough to connect to any Simpsons episode, so he didn't have a reason to talk about it.
I bet there's a Simpson episode that connects to.
Yeah, I bet it does. Oh fuck, what was I talking about? I don't remember.
How you'd kill yourself?
I'm all frazzled. No, yeah, I really, as much as I have
Also, no one killed themselves.
Yeah, I'm anti.
I'm anti-killing yourself. Yeah.
As much as I've like fantasized about being dead, I've never actually been like, here's how I would do it. I have like had like involuntary. I'm fine now, but as much I have had involuntary like images of my dead body like hanging, which is dark, and
That is
maybe I'll
dark.
cut it. But like, it's never been like, here's what I'll do. It's just like, ooh, that's not nice.
Yeah.
Shut up, brain.
Like when you were really upset.
Not even upset, just like
Depressed.
Yeah, and just like lying in bed.
Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's scary.
grim. But yeah, but I feel better now. Thanks, vitamin B9.
Sometimes if I'm thinking about something that I feel ashamed of, I accidentally say kill yourself out loud. But I think that it's just like, but I don't actually think I should kill myself, nor do I.
Oh, you're talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and Jeff hears me do this all the time. I'll just be like, out of nowhere, we'll be watching TV and I'll be like, well, Jesus fucking Christ. And he's like, what? And I'm like, nothing. Because I'm just thinking of something I'm ashamed of.
Yeah.
Or like something I said that I shouldn't have said. Or like a tweet or something. And then I'll just say something like really violent or just weird. But I don't actually think that. It's just like a way. I think it's a way for my brain to be like, say the worst possible response just to get it out.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I would say so. I have a friend who has told me. I mean, she has depression and is medicated now, thank God. But she would just like yell, "Kill yourself" at herself in the mirror.
Goddamn.
Like fucking grim. Yeah, we don't have to talk about this.
Yeah. But it does come out of my mouth a lot.
Yeah.
Like more so recently, but I've never felt suicidal in my life. Even when I was really upset, I actively did not want to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
You should just freeze your brain and your penis, like our friend Jeffrey Epstein wanted to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll find a penis and then I'll put it in the freezer.
Jeff's penis, just cut it off
Just
and
freeze
freeze
Jeff's
it,
penis.
and freeze your brain, and he stays alive. I'm gonna need this later when I'm reincarnated.
Oh, man.
I love that it still had to be his dick. Like, he couldn't just get another dick in the future.
Well, I mean, it's really hard to find another dick that is small and egg-shaped.
Did they also say
It
small?
is.
Because I remember the egg-shaped thing.
Yeah, I think.
It's very funny that it's egg-shaped.
Yeah.
Or it was. Now it's rotten. Or he's
Yeah.
still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Probably
What, what a rotten egg. Jeffrey Epstein.
Grim.
It is weird now that, like, I guess, like, it completely was the thing everyone was talking about for a while, and now it's dying down and probably will until maybe they arrest Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
Is that how you say your name? Not
Yeah.
Ghislaine, like I've been saying. I've been saying Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck
Ghislaine.
that bitch. That bitch is a bad, horrible person. I did not know who she was because I was not keeping up with it. You know all about this?
That was his like handler, like.
Yeah, so but her whole
procurer.
family's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I read an article about her whole family. There's one who just gave...
Dude, Trump bought the fucking yacht that her dad mysteriously died on. Yeah.
That's so... Yeah, he just, like, in the 90s, in, like, 1991, he just fell off his yacht.
Is that the Maxwell murder that Rancid was talking about?
I'm sure it is, yeah. I know that song, actually. Yeah.
You wore SpongeBob t-shirts, so you know.
Yeah,
Rancid.
I know Rancid. I was a bigger fan of the Distillers, but
Yeah, you would.
they were better than Rancid. I don't care. But she was married to Tim Armstrong.
Almost all punk music ever sucks ass.
Rancid's awesome. Their aesthetic, like sartorially, is dog shit, but that fucking and Outcome
I
Loves
think
is
the
an awesome
Distillers.
album.
I think the Distillers is awesome, and I only compare them because they were married. Those bands were married for like 2 years.
Oh.
Brody was the lead singer. She was the only woman in the band, but she was the lead guitarist and lead singer. So she was like the band in the Distillers. They only made 3 albums, but they're extremely good, and I really really like them.
Yeah.
But she sucks now, and she's Australian, and her Twitter is so just like. She was like a big pro-Hillary lady, and she's like one of those people that just like hates Trump now. And I'm
Right.
like, God damn it, you're
Yeah.
so boring, you 45-year-old bitch. I thought you were so cool.
Yeah, Riot Girls didn't.
Riot Girls did not
Age
age well,
well.
but neither did Old Punk Men.
No, of course.
No,
they're all
also-
like rockabilly
Yeah,
dipshits
'cause they're
now
still-
who like fix cars and hate Jews.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Well, some of them are just like boring liberal guys on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing to be. Out of all the things, like, at least she's not Alyssa Milano. At least she's not out here being like, she just is someone who's like not online enough to see that there's other like
Right.
ways to be online.
Oh, dude, speaking of being
Wait,
online,
I missed this. Who are we talking about? I'm sorry. I keep
I'm talking
having...
about Brody Dahl, who used to be Brody Armstrong. And anyway, she just like is a lady who's probably 40, and the only thing I ever like see of her is her politics online, and she's just like this Australian lady that hates Donald Trump. So she's just not that interesting now. But she used to be like the person I idolized, and I wanted to get her tattoo on my arm when I was 14.
every time people
Wait, a
talk
tattoo
about,
of her or her tattoo?
The tattoo that she had.
What's the tattoo?
It was like a skull with a bow. I wanted to get a lot
yeah.
of really bad tattoos.
dude,
I was like,
getting good tattoos is stupid. Like if you,
yeah,
like,
I've never gotten a good tattoo.
Yeah.
Like all my tattoos are stupid.
yeah,
But this is the least stupid tattoo I have, the lily sprig.
Yeah.
But my thigh tattoos are so fucking dumb. I have a bull and like a really badly done bull, and then like a weird design with like a skeleton key.
when I
The gorilla one I have on my back.
I've still
I
never seen
always
that.
forget about that. Can we see it right now?
I mean, sure.
You got snap buttons on, so you can turn around.
But it.
Ow, ow.
I still like it, even though it's objectively stupid. But I knew that I was gonna think that.
Your chest hair looks like a caduceus.
I don't know what that means.
What's a caduceus?
It's like I'll Google it. Anyway, keep going.
Oh, just as I was getting it, I was like, I'm gonna think this is dumb as fuck in like 5 years. But I'm 19, so I don't give a shit.
Look, this is a caduceus.
Oh, the
I like it.
fucking
Oh, wait,
the like the medicine thing.
Yeah. Turn around. Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
That's good.
This is like the only party trick I have. Fat gorilla, skinny gorilla,
Wait, do it. I'm gonna put it on my Instagram story.
skinny gorilla,
Do it again.
fat gorilla, skinny gorilla.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
That's so good.
This is the first time I've been shirtless on the pod. I feel like I should probably just keep it off
No.
now, Iggy Pop style.
No, thank you. But look at his chest hair. It looks like the thing. You don't really get it. Fuck. That doesn't matter.
Wait, I do. I just post some. I just have to post.
I just have to pose.
Shut up. Oh, I love Brittany Purvis's outfit here. See, this is the problem. If I pick up the phone, I can't get off of it.
No.
Wait. Let me see the. Yeah, it does look like a caduceus.
Thank you.
Yes, it does. It's the same shape. I used to always get that confused with the snake that Mary killed under her feet. Like when I was little, I would like the veterinary
that
clinic.
one.
You know how like statues of Mary, she's always stomping out a snake because she's like killing evil.
I don't notice things, I guess.
You don't.
I've seen so many statues of Mary, and I'm just like, nice tits.
It was.
Dude, there's got to be people that have a foot fetish because of
Oh,
Mary
hell
stomping
yeah.
on a snake for
Yeah.
sure.
My penis is the snake. Step on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mommy.
Yeah. Mary could get it. I mean, she didn't, obviously.
Yeah, no,
but,
she never did.
But she could have.
Yeah. But then there's some, man, my least favorite kind of Christian is the one that's like, well, I think that Mary and Joseph, that Jesus had brothers and sisters. And I'm like, it really doesn't matter if Mary ever fucked. That's
Yeah.
not the point.
What the fuck is that?
That's Iggy Pop looking like an orangutan.
He really does.
It's been making me happy all week.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Sorry.
It's all good. What were we talking about before this?
Suicide.
No, after that. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Christian shit. I don't know. I'm way too fucking tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be bad. I'm sorry,
It's
guys.
okay.
How many hours did you sleep?
4.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Last night in the car, I was in the car with Nell and Susanna. Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, and also I've been having fucking cluster headaches again. So
Boo.
yeah, you said Nell, and last time I saw her, I had just had one.
Yeah.
So that's like part of it too. Is
You should not drink that much and try that tramadol.
well, what I really want is that there's like this new experimental thing that's basically a taser where you can tase your neck.
Hell yeah, dude.
Anytime you start getting one, I want that. Also,
sounds awesome.
even if it doesn't work.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I just want.
Sounds tight.
You should just give it to me, and I'll just tase you.
Gladly.
Yeah,
gladly.
that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, couple stories. One was I was in the car with Susanna and Nell yesterday, and for some reason, Nell asked me the first 3 digits of my social, and I'm like, no. Like, you get the last 4 because everyone gets the last 4. If I give you the first 3, then you can get the last 4 for someone else. Then you're just 2 away. You could just try.
Yeah, there aren't even
What's
that
the
many
first 3
combinations
digits?
there.
Yeah. So anyway, she kept asking
So
me.
what are the last 4?
8? No.
No, don't do that.
You almost did it.
Yeah, I'm dumb. Yeah, we don't have the whatever. Anyway, so
Insane fan base because we
Yes.
don't have a fan base.
exactly. But so
Also, if you're listening, I feel like we've never done this. Please rate our podcast.
give it 5 stars. If you don't think if you're not gonna rate it 5 stars, don't rate it. But rate it 5 stars if you like it.
Yeah, and tell your friends and all that shit. All
Yeah.
right, keep
Okay.
going.
So anyway,
But do it right now.
There was someone in the car, an additional person in the car who just was like, "Oh, I'll just tell you," and she just like said her social, and then like Nell said her social, and then Susanna said her social, and I was like 420 69 6969, and Susanna's like, "Oh, I'm gonna write it down." Nell didn't
She's
get it
so
either.
pure.
Nell didn't
That's
get it
so
either.
funny.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's so funny. Yeah, I am such an idiot that like when I have to like write mass emails all the time and like copy for the school's website, and enrichment activities start at 4:20 and I write it all the time, and every time I'm just like, hell yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, and then, okay. So the second thing, I went to a housewarming yesterday, and met strangers, and you ever have one of those moments where you like suddenly realize how online you are, but in the middle of a conversation where
Yeah,
you're like, oh,
I can't go
no.
back now.
Yeah. Epstein.
Oh,
it's always with
no.
Epstein shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
I like
Well, when we were talking to fucking Sam the other day, and like having to explain
having to Jeff
that it's
Pill
real.
Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well,
so-
but that's what I was saying earlier. Is like, so there was like a week where everyone was like, "This is the craziest thing ever. The world's run by billionaire pedophiles."
Yeah.
And now, like, you have to be like a dedicated like Jeff Pill fucking guy.
Yeah.
To like go around talk. It's just
if you're not trolling Jake Flores on the internet, then you're not a true Jeff Pill gentleman.
But I don't even think Jake Flores has the opinion that like that Jeff Epstein definitely killed himself.
No. He just said caring about the Epstein thing isn't a substitute for personality, and people flipped out on him.
Oh my god.
The internet's terrible. But anyway, so like Epstein came up, and I like started my Jeff Pill spiel or whatever, and I was like, oh no, and I could like, it was like a train.
You can feel
wreck.
people thinking that you're a psychopath.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the boyfriend of the person I was talking to, like her eyes were gradually getting bigger and she was like shrinking away. And he was like, he definitely was murdered. I was like, thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, dude,
man.
I like have to relearn how to drink ever since going on. Long story short, I have a folate deficiency. I just found out about it, and now when I take a certain kind of folate, I feel high.
That's
and
amazing.
so
Is it the methylfolate?
methylfolate, vitamin B9. Anyway, because it's a precursor to dopamine, whatever. So I gradually over the course, I had like 2 beers and I was manic and just
Wow.
like blah 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 blah. And again, I was like an out of body experience watching this idiot embarrass himself or whatever.
I feel like that all the time.
you kick
Yeah.
ass when you're like that though. So
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah. But I definitely sounded insane. I eventually went on a thing where I was like, I'm not an anti-vaxxer or a climate change denier, but I understand where they're coming from. Because basically...
A climate change denier? You mean a flat earther?
No, climate change denier also.
Really?
Well, I mean, like, obviously...
See, I don't understand where they're coming from. I get where flat earthers are coming from, even though I think they're so stupid.
I mean, it all boils down to an inability to tolerate testimonial knowledge, where it's like, if it's handed down from on high, like there are these higher institutions that
Right.
Like if you don't trust them,
But
uniformly.
climate change is something that like the people. I feel like it's one of those things that like unifies. Like we all notice climate change because we've seen it happen throughout our lives.
I don't.
I'm not smart enough to like figure that out though. I'm 100% trusting
I
people.
would never
Yeah.
have figured that out on my own. But like when the science is there and I see it happening,
But that's the thing,
demonstrably-
exactly. Like you can, I mean, all this shit. Eventually, there's like evidence in our lives that we can point to or whatever. But at a certain point, we are just trusting
Yeah.
Yeah.
people who like know what they're talking
Well,
about.
a couple of things. One is,
I gotta pee.
go ahead. We'll wait for you. Just remind me.
Just keep burping until I get back.
Oh God, I'm dying.
Yeah, dude, what's going on?
I think it's Savina Verde, honestly. We could talk about something else, but I want to pick up the testimonial knowledge thing because I think it's a good thing to dig into. What's going on with you?
I mean,
You
about
get
to
rid
see
of those-
P-Funk.
you
That's
get-
gonna be fucking awesome.
Is it some major show like the last show or something or what?
Well, it's George Clinton's last tour, and George Clinton is probably the most influential person on my life that I haven't met.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
My-
Like the whole like cosmology of Parliament Funkadelic, and I know how dumb this sounds, like coming from like a white dude or whatever, and saying the cosmology, but for real, like they have like a coherent worldview through myth that they've created and like made some of the best music that anyone has ever made, and it's all informed by like radical politics and like the exact same like dumb spirituality that I have.
Yeah.
Like Eastern shit or whatever.
Right.
And then just like heavy psychedelic use. It's like I basically copied my personality from like a couple Funkadelic songs.
That's amazing. So you're kind of like a juggalo, but for George Clinton.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. What's your Fago? Mushroom
Acid?
tea?
Yeah. Fucking LSD.
Yeah, dude,
Zarfago.
the only P-Funk show I ever went to was New Year's Eve, which was a huge mistake because basically on New Year's Eve, if you go see any dancey music that anyone has heard of, every loser in the universe will be there. It was packed. Everyone's a fucking douchebag. It was awful, but he was great. Yeah, I thought he was like senile then, and that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, I've seen him like this will maybe be my like 10th time or whatever,
Yeah.
and there's only been one where he was like low energy and like not good. But that's never really mattered because he's not like really one of the singers, never really has been.
Yeah.
He's never like been one of the like guitar players or anything. Like he does like the production and like some of the arrangements.
Yeah.
And is mostly just sort of like the ringmaster of this like weird fucking circus where like people are wearing a diaper on stage.
Yeah. Yeah. Bottle
See?
number 2. How much was this a bottle?
$7 to $10. That one was $7.99. This one was like $9.99.
Hell yeah. Give me the expensive stuff. Was this in the freezer or the fridge?
No, it was not chilled.
Oh, good.
So, wait, in your fridge.
Yeah.
It was in the fridge. See, I should have gotten 3. There's no such thing as enough booze for a podcast.
I agree.
Like, because between 3 people, like, I kill a bottle
Our
of
listeners
wine.
might disagree.
Yeah.
Do you have any backup booze, like a whiskey?
Oh, I got a handle of Beam, sweetheart. So
All right,
we're good.
hell yeah. Ooh, sweetheart.
I mean, you asked
Yeah.
me if I have whiskey. I'm offended. So,
yeah, all right, yeah.
So you're gonna
Well-
get sweethearted.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, I like it.
But so anyway, we were talking about testimonial knowledge, and I feel I'm getting gradually closer and closer and closer to the like super tinfoil hat, like they're hiding cancer cures because it's more profitable to treat.
I would believe that.
Yeah, because like
It's not that I think it's definitely true. It just sucks. Because, like, now that I'm in a position that has any power whatsoever,
Yeah.
everyone thinks that, like, we're, hoarding all these resources and hiding all this money.
Yeah.
And I get why they think that because the system's so corrupt.
Yeah.
But also, like, if they are doing that, it's someone, like, way above me.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's, like, I know how badly everything operates. And I'm sure it's the same with medicine. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's just a big clusterfuck because we don't have, like, single payer. Like, we have an incentive to... Yeah, there is an incentive right now to hide a treatment.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that someone would, but I
mean,
also
and we
can't.
don't have price fixing on medicine,
No.
even like within the same hospital.
No.
There can be like different prices on medicine if you have different insurance.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. I see why someone would say that, but I also, from the flip side, can see if you're like a medical
From the flip flop.
From the flip slide.
From flip slide. If you're like a
On the
person,
flip-flop of
I don't
that.
know what the word is, like a researcher or something who's like trying to find a cure, how you'd be like, you psycho. Of course, it's not the case. Like,
Right, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I was talking to Susanna about this, and I was like, I feel insane. Because basically with the folate thing, I'm just like, oh, this has been hidden from me. Like, this is, like, they've been using this to treat treatment-resistant depression forever.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
And no one ever mentioned it to you?
no one ever fucking mentioned it to
Dude,
me.
what was it? Bill, whatever, the AA guy, the guy who invented
Bill W.
Bill W.
Bill Withers. It was Bill Withers.
Yeah. Don't drink. Yeah. Like his thing was like having this like support network of AA as part of it. And like the 12 steps, but then the other two things were acid and extremely high doses of B vitamins.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
that's very.
But they don't talk about like those two things, and it's
Well,
like,
the
oh, there's
acid
a
thing-
fucking chemical.
Yeah.
Like part of this might be more fucking successful.
Yeah, I mean the acid thing is like he really wanted to get that into AA like procedure.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Wait. Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me about
yeah.
this.
And he also whatever. But yeah, so basically it's like 70% of people who have treatment resistant depression have this gene.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no one fucking told me
No
about
one
this.
ever thought about it.
Yeah, and like I understand a lot of people's skepticism because it's like the sort of alt medicine internet is like obsessed with this thing and it's like, oh, it fixes everything if you get your folate right. It's like whatever bullshit, but like.
But for you, it happens to seem true right now.
It seems so true.
Although,
right now,
what
and
if
I'm
it's
fucking livid?
What if that's only a piece of the puzzle, and then you're going to kind of level out and realize
something-
that you need
Yeah, it might just be temporary.
I'm trying to keep my
expectations
hopes very low,
mitigated. Yeah. Just like obviously you've discovered something that is universally a good thing, but like, you know, it might not be a cure all. Yeah.
No, for sure. I mean, and I've like used supplements that have worked for a little while and stopped working or whatever. And the thing that's promising about this is that like anecdotally, the people who have had success with it, they don't develop a tolerance, basically because it's like
You're replacing a deficiency. You're not adding something.
right. It's not like Adderall or something. Yeah.
No.
But anyway, we don't have to talk about it. But basically, like because
No, it's interesting.
because this has been concealed. I feel like it's been concealed from me, right?
I've been telling people about how you did not enjoy food because it's disgusting to me.
And now I told you this. Now
Now
I'm
you like
ravenous.
food. Yeah,
all
that's
the time.
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that like how much you want to eat and fuck is like a huge indicator.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you can want to eat and fuck too much, and that's not good either.
Yeah.
But like if you're enjoying eating and fucking and not doing it so much that it's destructive, then you're probably feeling good. I don't
Yeah.
know. But like the fact that you were just like drinking Soylent and like I guess my body has enough nutrients is so sad to me. Like that's so sad because that's like my life's like if I don't eat,
I love Soylent.
if I don't eat, if you like the way it tastes, that's fine. People like bad stuff. Like some people like beets.
Look, if I gave you a slice of cardboard right now, I think you would be like, "This is better than I thought."
No.
It tastes like cardboard.
Yeah, it doesn't really taste like cardboard.
It tastes like plain Cheerios.
Does anyone actually eat in a box? Oh no, plain Cheerios are delicious.
Wait,
Benjamin sure has.
Hold up. Hey. Wait, am I the only one? No, why am I the pussy eating guy?
Oh yeah, we're all. It's whatever. It's unanimous. We have a quorum.
I mean, not that I'm not against, or it's
No,
good,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like I don't think I've like made an identity out of eating pussy.
Yeah, your mustache just gets the grossest. So
I feel like my mustache probably gets the grossest just because mine is generally.
remember that day that you had a
longer.
bunch of oil? Wait, what was it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It was like, was it chili oil?
It was chili oil.
Yeah.
No, it was macadamia. It was
Yeah.
nut oil, which is even better. I had a bunch of fucking nut oil in my
Yeah.
mustache.
Gotta lubricate those
man.
nuts. But yeah, so I understand why
Can Carl nut if he's undead?
in the game. I don't think he can nut. He can dance. He can taunt. He can.
If you
wave.
can dance, you can nut.
You can nut if you want. Yeah, Karlth is.
That's what that song's actually about.
Karlth is a. Is it true? Is that a song about
I don't
sex?
think it's about condoms. I don't know. The safety dance?
Oh.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Dude, Keegan was trying to do an impression of me to me one time, and the thing he said was so funny because it doesn't make any sense, but it somehow completely like captures who I am to my core. Even though this is like not really a thing I would like. The first part of it doesn't have anything to do with me, but just the whole thing as it is exactly who I am. And he was doing it to my face, and he just goes, you know, if you don't mow your lawn, then you bust quick. It's like, fuck, man, that is
impression.
yeah.
The only time I've ever had someone do an impression of me to my face, it was incredibly accurate, so much so that everyone laughed, and I was disoriented because I didn't know I was like this. But basically, it was this. It was oh, hey, how you doing? Like, it was the talk really fast and then greet anyone within 50 feet.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I guess I've never noticed that because
Yeah.
I'm not in social situations a lot with you.
Yeah. I really, the moment I feel like anyone is even remotely alienated, I'm like, come in.
Yeah.
Even if it's people I fucking
I think we
hate.
all have that.
Yeah.
Like, I
No,
think,
Benjamin definitely does.
yeah. I have it too. I get like
yeah.
really uncomfortable when I feel like there's someone who's excluded unless I hate them, and then I'm like, good.
Right. Even if I hate them. And that's
Yeah.
the thing that feels really weird.
Yeah.
Like that guy at Molly's that you hated.
If I was going to do an
Who?
impression of you, it would be like, you're making a serious point probably about abortion, and then, oh my god, this bitch that I fucking met, oh my bitch.
That's very good. Wait, also, yeah, the impression everyone did of me in high school was just abortion, abortion, abortion. Because it was like, it still is and always has been my favorite thing to talk about. And ironically, I've never had an abortion. So, whatever. I guess I always just, I'm dangerously teetering on Lena Dunham territory. I'm very lucky I've never been pregnant because it would have been an unwanted
Wait, what do you mean by
pregnancy.
that?
She said I wish I'd had an abortion.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't wish that. I'm very lucky I've never been pregnant.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's still...
bustural appropriation.
Yeah. Fuck.
I suck really bad.
Well, that's funny, but no, I mean, it's just shitty because it's like, I don't think anyone, even if someone who had an abortion was like, it was a net good
Yeah.
at the time, I don't think anyone, and even if a few people would, I don't think the common thinking is like,
That was a
"Man,
blast."
That was so fun. Like, I'm so glad I just spent $700.
Yeah.
At least the money is like burdensome, but
Yeah.
But like, yeah, so I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm obsessed with abortion and I've never been pregnant. So that is, common, I guess, for people who could get pregnant. But
I mean, I think that you are within your rights to give a shit about.
no, I know. I'm just saying I'm known for always screaming about abortion.
Yeah.
But
I'm obsessed with sobriety, even though I've never been sober and never
Yeah.
will be.
Not
people
once.
have been talking about that. Like, they're like, I'm sobriety curious. Like,
Yeah,
I think a lot of people
I'm
are
sobriety adjacent, I
Yeah.
would say.
So
yeah.
Bri-curious?
That's good.
That's
No,
funny.
That's
it's not.
better. That's better.
Man, I saw this funny
Yeah,
tweet.
Don't back down.
I saw the funny tweet from the same
sorry.
account that's like the same account that did that tweet of like, hi, I'm calling with Bernie Sanders campaign, and he's a Bernie supporter.
Yeah.
But he was like imitating, or he was not imitating, he was making fun of people that say Bernie Sanders hates women. He's like, hi, I'm calling with Bernie Sanders campaign. Yeah, I just wanted to call and make fun of you for being a woman. You're tacky and fat.
I couldn't tell if that was a like pro or anti Bernie thing.
Tweet?
Very
because it was
pro.
just so perfect.
I know. Yeah, it was very, very pro. But he also is someone who hates Jake Flores. But his name's Permaben, or it used to be as someone who, but then he changed his handle, or as a woman.
Dude, can we talk about those screenshots that I sent you?
As a woman is Liz, whatever. No, as a woman is a different leftist Twitter person. Anyway, keep on going.
Can we talk about this screenshot that I sent you about the circumcision and vaccination thing? What do you think? Irony?
Let me look at it.
I mean, I couldn't tell really.
Exactly.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to read it into the microphone. Basically, I can't tell whether this is leftist irony Twitter or like something beyond that, because it's like a lot of like Antifa avatars.
Wait, I need to look
and
at
black
it.
flag avatars. Circumcising and vaccinating your babies are basically the first step. This is Cinnamon Girl.
Oh, it's definitely sincere.
Really?
Wait.
Circumcising and vaccinating your babies are basically the first step to completely giving them to the state. And it's-
Oh, wait, no, it is irony.
And then wait, but
I'm reading them all now.
Yeah. So then at Zoom and Boomer says. It's a strange form of sacrifice. I did a paper on it in college. Very creepy, which is weirdly formatted like a Donald Trump tweet. Then the Raging Insomniac says, vaccines are whack and legit because
legit cause autismo.
Yeah, vaccines are whack and legit cause autismo.
Autismo sounds like a noodle at a restaurant St. Claude. It does not sound like autism.
But how do we make the baby strong naturally against all the bullshit? Strong naturally against all the bullshit diseases we face. Tough dilemma. Cinnamon Girl says, eliminate public schools, lol.
I kind of checked out.
My kids will be home. And then he said, woke and wisdom.
Mm-hmm. And she said,
my kids will be homeschooled on a farm in the middle of nowhere. Soon they're going to start giving them at school where the parents can't consent. Science tards will be happy, though, as their autistic kids scream and are incapable of loving them. Is she serious? I can't tell.
that's fucked up. Okay, and then the Raging Insomniac says, they already killed our populations, gut biome, and ruined our endocrine systems. I guess forced autism is the new final solution. No coming back from that. We're all fucked. Right?
Everyone lives way too long now.
Is this irony? I want to get a vote from each of you.
Whoa. We're all, wait, I'm looking at some more replies. We're all being dosed with xenoestrins. Girls get C cups by age 12 and dudes be soft. Girls have always gotten C cups by age 12, you fucking pedophile. Like, that's when you get boobs, is when you're 12 years old. That's when people get, when girls sexually mature and are not adults yet.
That's when I finally understood boobs myself.
Yeah, because that's when girls start getting boobs. Girls get boobs from like 10 to 16.
All right. But so here's, so keep going.
Wait, look. The sexiest man 40 years ago versus now. What happened? And it's Burt Reynolds and...
That's Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
They're the same.
And what's his name? Trudeau?
Yeah, Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau, yeah. It didn't feel right that his name was Justin, but it is.
No, I feel like that dude is the most Justin.
Okay, but now look at her pinned tweet.
Okay.
Cinnamon Girl's pinned tweet. I don't think she was being ironic.
I had to upload my circumcision video essay in 4 parts. Oh my god, I don't know.
It was
wait.
real.
Oh yeah, she retweeted Stephen Molyneux. He's like a alt-right.
Oh, okay.
He's like an alt-right race
what was that doing on my feed?
I don't know.
I actually know why, and I'm not going to call out the person for following them, but weird, right?
Yeah, that's really, really weird.
But it was like a weird like conflagration of left discourse and like the weird anti-vax shit. Mm-hmm. Are tankies anti-vax?
But she's pro-weed, which I guess makes perfect sense.
No, of course.
Weed people, God, weed is like the worst drug for this, because I feel like everyone I talk to who's anti-vax is like, yeah, I'm kind of a pothead. And I'm like, yeah, me too. And I don't think that vaccines cause autism, you idiot. But like, there's just something about people that are like, because weed really is like such a good medicine. But like, I don't think that it's a good medicine for everyone. I know so many people, like, you're allergic to weed. I know so many people
don't
smoke
say
weed.
that. I don't want to be.
I know. But I know so many people who are allergic.
This is going to go away. I'm going to be able to smoke weed eventually and without my throat fucking closing.
We need medicine that's made by scientists.
I can tell you firsthand that CBD causes smartness. It causes a lot of smartness. I've experienced it. It changed my life. I'm extremely brain.
Yeah. CBD causes smartness. No, I think that's funny.
Have you guys seen that thing of people vaping vitamins?
No, but I've vaped yerba mate before. I've vaped caffeine before, and it's awesome. Dude, it is highly recommended. I have like this dry herb vape, and I like don't really smoke weed.
I talk to you so often, and it's so like whatever you're doing when I'm not talking to you is crazy.
So I had some leftover yerba mate. I read this thing about vaping caffeine, and I was like, this sounds great, because basically it's just like you feel the intense effects of caffeine for like 10 minutes. You have heart palpitations or whatever.
So it's like Coke.
Yeah, but less fun, I think.
Really? Because Coke's not that fun.
Coke is so fun.
Coke sucks.
And then
shit.
it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely sucks to hang out with someone who's on Coke when you're not on Coke.
Did it make you want to smoke cigarettes? All that I need in speed is for it to make cigarettes amazing for me.
I'm on an antidepressant that makes cigarettes taste like shit, so I don't really crave them anymore. I like miss them as like a ritual, but I don't miss the chemical anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it gave me like indigestion, and I felt good.
Are we still recording? Whenever it goes black, I'm always afraid. Okay, good. We've almost done an hour. What time do you have to leave?
Classic Uptown woman.
Shut up. All day I've been seeing kids doing funny detective work. Like, we live next to a church, and so we're next to, like, sometimes we'll hear these kids, because, like, it's a Egyptian church. It's like a Christian Coptic church. And so we'll hear, because they have, like, all day church. So they, like, do mass, and then they have, like, a bunch of community time. And the kids all hang out in this, like, weird little house that's, like, just like the rectory, basically.
You know, Coptics cause cop Lyme disease.
I don't know what cop Lyme is. What are you talking about?
Cop ticks. It was a horrible pun.
Oh, God. Okay. That's so bad. Anyway.
I'm so proud of myself.
Jeff would be really proud. But
Yeah.
anyway, so we hear
That one's
this
for you,
kid,
buddy.
We hear this kid banging on the door, and he's like 6 years old. He goes, FBI, open up. And then you also hear like random things like, we've been like fucking before, and we've heard some kid be like, this is not fair, you already have Fortnite. Like, and it's like right next to our bedroom.
Yeah.
It's like our bedroom and then a fence and then them.
Yeah.
And then I tweeted about this today, but then our cats will sometimes get in the window of the guest bedroom, and they're like cuddled up together. And one time when I was super stoned, I stepped outside, and there were these like 3 adorable little kids like standing at the gate by this car in like a driveway, just staring at our cats. And they were like, we see your cats. They were like, one's orange, one's brown. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. Like, obviously I know.
Yeah.
And then they see Jeff, and they're like, is that your brother? And I was like, no. And then one little girl was like, I have a brother. He's big, but he's not too big.
The funniest age of child is the child who can put together full sentences but
But, like,
can't
doesn't
modulate.
know.
Well, I mean, my thing is they can't modulate the volume of their voice.
Yeah.
So they're just like, "What are you doing?" And they're like 3 inches away from your face. It's like, okay.
I love that. And then the funniest thing working in a school is like differentiating the kids who know that they're screaming from the kids that have no idea that they're screaming.
Dude,
Yeah.
the worst is, so I've like worked at like daycare and like as a nanny before, so like really little kids.
Yeah.
And fucking like 2 to 4-year-olds really love to like tell you a secret. Like they think secrets are like a really
And then just scream.
yeah. They get they get all the way inside of your face and then just spit and scream. And you're supposed
has another daddy boyfriend. Sorry, go on. I'm sorry.
Pooped in the plants.
a vaccine gave me autism.
Yeah, just like one moment of lucidity.
That would be the only thing that would make me believe that.
If a child told you.
Screamed it into my face.
Yeah, the scream whisper is so funny.
There's this little girl.
It's like Brian Funk.
There's this little girl who does have autism who like has an extremely
Shout out
extensive.
to Brian Funk.
She's.
Wait, do you think the Yin Yang twins are just like 3 years old? Wait till I see my dick. Hey, bud.
Wait till
Wait till I see my.
Wait till I understand my dick.
Man, should we talk about something important? No.
No. I think like it's like the people who listen to this podcast, it's split right down the middle. It's like some of them when we don't have the guest, they're like, oh, thank God.
I know.
Mike Isaac Stein, who I now play World of Warcraft with, said that to
Yeah,
me. He was
okay.
like, when you don't have a guest, I'm just like, oh, thank God.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's so hot. I've been so hot all day.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Also, I lost a pound from peeing. I weighed myself before I peed and after I peed, and I weighed 163.9, and then I pissed and I weighed 162.8, and then I was like, maybe it was a fluke, and then I weighed myself twice and it was 162.8 again. Yeah.
Dude, you broke the code.
Yeah, that's all I have to do.
You're
is
gonna
just
piss your
keep
way into your
pissing.
wedding
Yeah.
dress.
No, I can fit my wedding dress now, but only because I was on muscle relaxers for so long that I did not eat for a whole week. And
geez,
now
that's not
I
good.
want food again, so
Yeah.
that's going to be a problem. But I do think I figured out, I think my stomach's smaller now because I've been getting like really full really fast. So, and I didn't drink yesterday. So I think as long as I like keep eating like, you know, about the same, like I think in a month I won't gain much more weight. Like I lost probably half an inch around my waist, which is like what I needed.
You
Yeah.
should
So-
just pee more, apparently.
I mean, honestly, like the week before the wedding, I'm probably just gonna like, I'm not gonna crash
Go on
diet.
diuretics.
No, I'm not
Like
gonna
a
crash
wrestler.
diet, but I'm just gonna drink a shit ton of fucking water.
Yeah.
Because like the day of the wedding, I'm not gonna drink a shit ton of water because I can't piss. I cannot sit in my wedding dress. I cannot sit
Dude,
down.
you got to get a catheter.
I'm gonna look so good.
How funny would it be if
Wait,
you
you
had
can't
a
sit down?
I cannot sit down.
You're going to have to sit down for like
the dinner
The
and shit?
dinner. Yeah.
If I pull it all the way up to my tits past my ass, I can sit down.
Amazing.
But I can't,
Dude,
like...
that's hilarious.
So, like, we did
The
it...
blushing bride.
So, we all had this
Her butt cheeks are
realization...
blushing.
So when I was getting my dress fitted, I was like, I don't like how it doesn't show my butt. Because I have a really good butt. And I did not like how it did not show my butt. So
It's important.
I was like, you have to take it in. And then the lady doing it was like, perfect. And none of us said, but how will she sit down?
Right.
None of us asked that. And so...
It's almost like the people who made the dress knew what they were doing.
And so then when I finally got it fitted, it fit perfectly. I had my hair and makeup done because it just happened to have happened in the beginning of the day. So I like finally realized what I was going to look like at my wedding day, and I felt like I was like, holy shit, I look really, really good.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
very,
awesome.
I know, I was
It's
very
good to feel that way,
excited.
yeah.
And then Gabby, my maid of honor, was like, can you sit down?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I almost ripped the dress.
Holy shit.
And then I was like, I can't sit down. And then my mom was like, try pulling it up past your butt. So if I pull it up all the way past my butt, it's still long enough that you can't see anything. But like it takes like 2 minutes.
A little
you gotta,
shimmy.
Like, you gotta like, shimmy it up. Yeah, it's gonna be.
You know what you should do is like those things that babies that can't walk but want to be mobile are sit in, where they're kind of standing. You know what I'm talking about? It's like
I'll
like
just
in a
stand there
doorway?
and have
What's
someone
that?
give me champagne.
like a
the
Johnny
bouncy.
jump up.
Yeah.
they're like bouncy and they like
That's what I need.
they can like scuttle around. Yeah, I think that's the secret.
I just need something to like support me under my arms, so I like it takes some weight off, but I never have to. Like I just need like sort of like a rubbery chair that's like vertical, and I'll just like stand like this and have people give me champagne.
Yeah, it's
Or
like
just
one, it's like
two
one of those
good
hyper
buddies at the end of a night that you just put your
Yeah.
arms around.
Yeah,
Like, dude,
oh, yeah.
I fucking love y'all.
But I
Yeah.
can't also lift my arms up over
No,
my
you
head.
need
so that's-
you need one of those chairs on like the hyper budget airlines that where it's just you're
Fucking
just
McCain
leaning.
wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm fucked. The day of my wedding, I'm gonna be.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's
gonna be hilarious.
So upset.
No,
I
you're
will.
gonna be
Well,
good.
also, no one sits
You're
down.
gonna have so much fucking
No one
fun.
sits down on the day of their wedding.
No, of course. Like I don't think I think weddings are for everyone but the bride and groom.
Yeah, exactly.
And like
Except for I'm gonna feel like I look extremely good, and then I'm gonna see the photos and jump off a bridge. That's when I'm gonna kill myself when I realized I was not as hot as I thought.
dude, you're gonna get so many more tags to that bit.
Yeah.
They're funny. So you'll be good. Oh shit. This is what I was gonna say. Sam was telling me about his experience decapitating chickens in his backyard. So he's the subject of the lamb joke, right?
Yeah.
The joke about
killing the lamb.
killing like farm to table shit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's the one who had the 20-pound bag of barley, and I was like, "What's that?" He's like, "I'm gonna fatten up a lamb and kill it myself." And I was like, "Oh, you're so
Yeah.
And so he also keeps chickens. He named them Charlie Koch, David Koch, and Jeff Bezos.
That makes it easier to.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And so he ate. David died, right? Or was it Charlie who died?
What? Oh,
Of the
David.
Koch.
David
Yeah.
Koch.
Yeah. So he slaughtered and ate David Koch, and then he died. So he's got voodoo chickens back there. We're really holding
on for Jeff Bezos.
on for Bezos.
I don't really know who David Koch was before he died.
The Koch brothers were just like
I mean, I know that they're rich.
Massive
You know what? I
donors.
think I listened to them on this really scary NPR podcast when I knew Trump was going to win, when everyone else was like, there's no chance he'll win.
you and Nathan J. Robinson, man.
I mean-
called your shot.
I asked Jeff. Anyway.
Do you know, just real quick, you know Marilyn Robinson? She wrote Housekeeping and Gilead.
No.
We had like a watch party for the Hillary Clinton victory thing because it was she was gonna win. You know how she was gonna win. And like after she lost like one state, this writer, Pulitzer Prize winning lady, was like sitting next to us, and Trump won one state, and she goes, "This is miserable television," and like stormed out. And she was right. She had like a gut thing.
Yeah, well, I mean,
My parents were
I knew Trump was
visiting-
going to win the whole time,
Yeah.
but whatever. No one cares.
My parents were visiting New Orleans, and my dad like couldn't eat food or stop fidgeting, and I was like, "We're just not going to look because it doesn't matter at this point." And he was right.
You were saying?
Well, that brings me to a whole other thing. Oh, I was listening to this thing on. It was. I think it was
NPR.
probably this. Yeah, it was like when I was driving from some comedy thing, and
This American Wife.
It was the Koch brothers, like many.
I'm cutting it.
Yeah.
Say it was
No,
a
you're
Koch.
not.
Yeah, keep it.
Go ahead.
So
The
they
world
were
needs to know
interviewing
who you really are.
one of the Koch brothers. I don't know which one, but at first they hated Donald Trump, and then so they interviewed him, and it was like, even though he was super rich and like a big Republican, he was like, this cannot happen, blah blah blah. And so at first you feel like kind of a little bit like, okay, there's no way that these rich people are even going to vote for Donald Trump. If the
Right,
rich
they're not
elite
gonna let it
aren't going to.
happen, whatever.
And then by the end of the fucking show, he's met with Donald Trump and he's like, no, he's a good guy.
Yep.
Like, he's a cool guy.
Yep.
And it's so scary because that's like the most establishment Clinton, like, loving. Because
Koch brothers or not?
Dude,
we're not. Oh, you
No.
mean NPR?
It boggles
Yeah.
the mind to think actually meeting Trump would make you more favorable of him. Because
but
like
he's really
even
funny on Twitter.
even if you share interests
He's really
with the
funny.
dude, there's no way he's a good hang.
His tweet about Kirsten Gillibrand was so funny.
What was it?
It was, oh
I mean,
my God.
he's hilarious.
Wait, look,
but,
no, he's really funny.
but there's no way in person he's like good times.
Wait, I'm searching his whole handle.
Somebody put like a pretty funny roundup of like Donald Trump talking about Category 5 hurricanes, and in every single one over the course of like 8 years, he's like, I've never heard of a category. Every single one, including this year.
So basically, his tweet was like, it's a real shame that Kirsten Gillibrand dropped out of the race. She was the one I was so afraid of. And it was clearly like so sarcastic. And it was hilarious because she's an incompetent fucking bitch who sucks shit. Like,
Former tobacco lawyer.
yeah, that's like the least bad thing about her. She has this video where she has like the most, when you see her face, you're just like, your voice sounds like porridge. Like, it always sounds like she's just like talking through oatmeal, and she's just like this extremely white woman who there's nothing about her that makes her ugly, but something about her is just like disgusting. And I don't know, Kirsten Gillibrand, I hate her so fucking much. And yes, it is because of her personality, and probably because she's like, it's just like try hard. And also, she had this video for Pride where she was like, gay rights. And then she does a shot that she clearly hates.
Yeah, I
And
love it when politicians drink.
It's like
shit that they
Kamala
don't
Harris's
use.
video where she's like waving that everyone or like adds their own. You know what I'm talking about? Like everyone adds their
The
own.
like stoic wave thing.
Yeah, like the stoic wave where it
Yeah.
looks like she's about to like execute someone.
Yeah.
Kirsten Gillibrand has a million of those, but like none of them look like she's powerful. At least Kamala Harris, like it looks like she's sort of like this like calculating warlord.
Yeah.
But Kirsten Gillibrand just seems like this like confused, awkward, like if like was a politician.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You'll know who I was.
Cool, that's real good content that you just created. Where you
I mean, you can cut it. You want to cut your
noun of
things.
the clause. Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny.
She reminds me of...
He's-
Yeah.
You make it hard for me to do this podcast. I think I quit. I think I'm done.
Just keep it all in.
No.
I mean, I don't care if she knows. I think she knows who she is.
Just stop.
You're so intense. Okay, what else?
What you were saying was good, and now it's going to be impossible.
so hard to keep. Yeah.
Just beep everything.
Have we talked about Biden sliding in the polls? Like dramatic, like 16 points or whatever.
No.
He has to strip now? Hey.
Now you're talking my language.
It's not a pun. It's just a bad joke.
Bad jokes that make me mad. That's what I do to you guys.
No, I mean, I've thought it was inevitable the whole time that Biden is going to fuck up.
Well, he's a fucking walking.
Who's leading in the polls right now?
Well, there's just one like low sample size poll, as Nate Silver is at pains to point out, where Joe Biden slid 16 points and Bernie and Warren were tied above him, or at the same. Was it a three-way tie? Or did
Also, it doesn't really matter because it's like just poll
It was a
whatever
national
the
poll.
next
state
is
Yeah.
because it's all about like momentum.
Right.
Like that's like why like Bernie did as well as he did last time was he like won a bunch of shit up top and people
Yeah.
were like, wait, what?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
might actually mean something. Because before he started winning, he was still just a fringe candidate.
Has anyone ever done Barney Sanders? Where they do the Barney voice but say Bernie Sanders shit? I can't do it. I need to see. I do this
I don't
every
even
time.
remember the Barney
I
voice.
come up with ideas for bits and then I don't do the bit and then I'm like, and then I cut it.
What does the Barney voice sound like?
I have to pee.
I had a Barney birthday party and Barney showed up extremely wet from the rain, and he smelled like booze.
That's amazing.
I know. My mom and dad love to talk about it, and then he just
That guy had to take the bus
yeah, and then
in a Barney suit.
and I also had a Power Rangers birthday party where my parents had the red Power Ranger come, and then we had another Power Ranger, but he never showed up. But yeah, I didn't have good luck with hiring people for birthday parties, but I was a very lucky kid that...
I feel like what you're saying right now, like, is the most class distance I've ever felt from you. That's crazy. They hired, like, people to...
dress up.
They hired just, like, homeless people to...
Not homeless people. Like, there was, like, agencies that they would, like, pay people to do birthday parties. Yeah.
Man, whatever had to happen before... they started doing that in their lives.
They didn't just find people on the street to like dress up as something.
Because I feel like if you're that agency and someone like comes to you and they're not like down on their luck, don't let them. If they're excited to do that, they should not do that.
Yeah, we also had foam nunchucks that I guess I'd never even considered were a thing, and I hit the guy in the balls with them when I was 6.
On purpose?
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I knew that it was funny to hit guys in the balls because that's what I've been taught to do for self-defense, and I used to use it to my advantage too
This
much.
is what rich children are.
Yeah. I did it to kids my own age, too.
Oh, I thought it was just to the like poor drunk man who had to like entertain you.
Yeah. I was talking about how I had a Power Rangers birthday party and also a Barney birthday party where my parents hired people to dress up like those people. Yeah.
Oh. Those poor people who had to work for a living.
Did you ever had like a... Well, I was just saying... Well, Benjamin was framing it that way. I was just framing it as... It was funny because Barney, when he showed up, was like very drunk and wet and all the kids jumped on him.
I'm going to cut this, but I want to show you guys the one video meme I've ever made, which is a Barney one. You ready?
Did you put it on Twitter?
No, because I try and separate my Reddit identity with my actual identity because there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
I'm not like a Ken Bone like commenting on porn level embarrassing. You remember Ken Bone?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He called a pregnant woman swimming a beautiful submarine.
That's hilarious. That's amazing.
So good, dude.
That's not even bad. I don't see what's wrong with it.
Well, there's more to it than that. But like he did a Reddit AMA with his account that he commented on porn with. So like, a million people were like, what else has this guy talked about?
God bless.
Yeah.
I love that someone can be on Reddit but still not understand how the internet works.
He was such a dumbass centrist, though. It was like...
I mean, who cares, though? See, that's the difference between me and, like, both of y'all, is that, like, when people are dumbass centrist, I really don't care. I still can find them extremely endearing. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know.
It was like...
It could be so much worse.
He was a dumbass centrist in the 2016 election, though.
No, I know. No, like, he's an idiot who commented, like, much more egregiously creepy shit on porn stuff.
Right.
Was the pregnant video where he called the lady a submarine, was that porn, or was it just a video of a pregnant woman swimming?
No, I think it was just a photo of a pregnant woman. He's like into pregnant ladies. That's like his thing.
Cool.
Yeah. There's a Gizmodo article about it.
Ken Bone forgot to delete his Reddit porn comments, said Trayvon Martin killing was justified.
Awesome. There
that's
you
bad.
go.
Okay,
there
see, that is not something I think is cool. I thought that the porn comments were funny.
He commented on in Body Perfection on a post titled "Half Japanese, Half Brazilian." He said, "Japanese features, Brazilian curves. She could rule the world."
Fine with it, honestly.
I never realized the white Power Ranger was so beautiful.
Is that a white power tweet, or is that because the white Power Ranger was a man?
Was it?
Yeah. The White Power Ranger was a man who would go back and forth between the, yeah.
Dude, I vividly remember being a kid and lying about the existence of a rainbow Power Ranger.
Really?
Dude, I just lost a pound of piss too.
Oh, you checked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, wait.
What weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of piss?
Is that scale like accurate?
Yeah.
Who knows?
No, it is, because I weighed myself on another scale recently and I was like 161 or something, so I think it's accurate.
Oh, crazy. Because, I mean, I guess I'm like wearing like shoes and clothes and shit
That adds a
right
few
now,
pounds.
but I'm like 20 pounds more than I thought I was.
What are you now?
I'm 142 pounds.
You weigh 5 pounds more than me.
I would guess that you were. If you said you were 120, I'd think it was weird.
I thought it was like 125 pounds.
You still have the jawline of a cut man. You're doing good.
I mean, I'm not.
It's just surprising.
I've been 125 pounds my whole life, and I feel like I look exactly the same as I always have.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've had that experience as well.
Changing heavy brake lights with those big muscles.
A lot of dick weight, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 pounds.
Yeah.
Got a 20-pound, horrible, oozing cock.
Oozing? You gotta get that checked
none of
out.
that's true.
Yeah.
I don't have a dick.
Yeah.
Stop playing Barney.
I've never heard Barney's voice.
Yeah, let's listen to his voice.
I mean, it's hard to find Barney on this clip. Am I ruining the whole podcast?
No, I just cut it.
Benjamin says yes.
The episodes that we do just by ourselves are very modular, so I can just kind of cut around.
Well, Benjamin hates... Oh, God, I hate this. Okay.
Wait, what do I hate?
Baby Bob.
Benjamin hates everything because it's not good and he has to leave in a second, so he doesn't want the episode to be bad.
You have to leave in a second?
No, I'm not in a hurry.
Oh, you're not?
Cool.
But I thought you had to meet up with people and give them P-Funk tickets.
Are you doing it digitally?
I do. No, it's physical tickets, but
And
I
we're
mean,
out of booze. No, you take it.
Okay.
it's doors at 7, and there's no way like the George Clinton's gonna be on before like 9:30.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, but I would still get there by 8, I would say. I don't know.
Don't stress him out.
I know, but I've
that's
gone
in an
to
hour
shows,
anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I've gone to shows where I was like, there's no way they're going to be on time, and then like missed. Lath and I missed like all of Morrissey when we went to see Morrissey in Dallas because
Oh, he's a on time motherfucker
yeah,
for sure.
I didn't know that. And
Yeah.
so we were like an hour late and we only saw like 3 songs and we drove to Dallas for that. It was like really bad.
Yeah.
Although I didn't even want to see Morrissey.
Unpopular opinion. Live music does nothing for me.
I don't like live music.
No.
Julie Mitchell also has that opinion. There's some bands that I will see, but like that I would want to see.
I saw not Broken Social Scene. Do Makes They Think, and that was amazing. I saw
I feel like the music you like is not like conducive to.
I like ambient and shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's like, but I mean also like
I like music that's good live. Like I want to see St. Vincent live, but it's ultimately
that
too-
shit kicked.
Yeah,
ass.
no, she's ass.
Oh my
I also
god.
said she's ass. No, she's awesome, and like I've seen her twice.
She
and-
is ass too. When I saw her, there was like there was like a very like detail. Like it was like a big part of the show was the like video in the background and like the way like she interacted with it because it was just her. She didn't have a band.
whoa.
Yeah.
Did she have a loop pedal?
It was so much just like nude ass and weird tits
Yeah.
and shit.
Oh, really?
It kicked ass.
that sounds awesome.
It was amazing.
No, yeah, she rules, and like because
She
her
rules.
live show.
I was on
like-
mushrooms, and there was one point where there was like the most intense strobe light I've ever been in,
Oh,
and I
great.
was
Awesome.
like, if I was any more sensitive, I would be having a stroke right
Yeah.
now. This is too much.
I want to do mushrooms like tonight.
What were you saying about live music though?
I was just saying that like even at a show like that, I'll be like, okay, this is worth it. But even part of me then is like, I hate this.
I like live DJs. Like I've had a great time at Diplo and Girl Talk shows and shit like that, and Questlove and fuck you. Like
I mean, I've had good times at those shows too.
Yes.
I've seen Girl Talk like 4 times.
yeah, Girl Talk
But-
came through Baton Rouge.
Oh,
all
dude,
the
I
time.
saw Girl Talk at this free like outdoor festival in Minneapolis, like before he was that famous.
Yeah, when he just got naked for every set.
Yeah, it was like it was just this guy like in underwear, and it was too cold, so he was definitely uncomfortable, and his laptop wasn't working, so he was trying his best.
Yeah.
and no one knew who he was, and it was
Oh,
like
that's bummer. Yeah,
That's
really
bummer.
sad.
that's bummer. He wrote the
I gotta pee.
he
I'll
wrote
let you know
the
if I get
the
thinner
program that he used. So it's very funny to imagine it being buggy or something like that. But yeah, no, I like dancey shit. I love live, obviously, but like. The like stand there and appreciate the stuff because you like the album. Fuck that. It's awful.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to see that really.
Well, but a lot of people are intense about like something like Andrew Bird or something. Like I don't like Andrew Bird, but just like someone who's like
Oh, but he can whistle so pretty.
he's a good whistler, dude.
Just whistle into my ass, Andrew Bird.
I'm trying to think of shows where I was just like stressed the fuck out. I don't know. like I saw Cake. Cake was my first show. It was very slick. Like it sounded great, but it just did nothing for me. Weezer, boo.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of music that's like, I don't know.
Stuff that you listen to in the car. You know?
That you do, I guess. I don't know.
You never listen to Weezer?
I don't give a fuck about Weezer. Cake was like kind of fun. Some of that shit was like awkward white guy funk, like at its best.
Yeah,
I guess.
it was also like sort of proto Irony Boy thing. Like he had a lot of tracks that were just like, like, but like,
yeah,
tongue in cheek shit.
And healthy breasts that bounce.
Right.
Yeah. I
I
loved that song when I was like 14 because
you liked healthy breasts.
I'm talking about tits.
Yeah, dude. You get older, but in some ways you remain pubescent. Not you specifically, just one. In terms of like boobs, like it never goes away.
That's the least profound thing you've ever said, but it's definitely true. I think some people do lose that, but they probably never had it that hard anyway.
Yeah. Have I told you? I said this in public, and someone turned around and was like, "Whoa!" And it was that like some stranger. It was that when I was a kid, I was so tyrannized by my horniness that I fantasized about being castrated. I was like, I'm done with this shit. I was like, 13 or whatever, and I was just like, please take this away from me, please, Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, take anything else.
I was
you
like,
can kill my family.
take it and freeze it. Yeah. We're talking about being hormy.
I've been drinking all day. I need to keep doing.
Yeah. You gotta maintain.
Yeah.
It's all about maintenance. Are you going to the mic? Because I'm not for once.
No.
Yeah.
I don't go to that mic anymore. I used
Boo.
to be
It's a
sad
good
about it.
mic.
I mean, but we don't. I mean, between this show and like being busy,
Yeah.
it's a forgoable mic. But I'm. Gonna go
What are
after
your
I get
indispensable
married.
mics?
Huh?
What are your indispensable mics? 12
None
Mile
of them
in
are
Carrollton?
indispensable. But like I try to make it to Hi-Ho still.
Mm-hmm.
My dispensable mics are like the ones that I don't already go to.
Right.
But like I try to make it to Hi-Ho. I'm just saying.
What
that,
is your
like,
mic schedule like? What do you do?
Oh well, before the pod, every Sunday I did Hi-Ho. Every Monday 12 Mile. I always did.
And you did Siberia and 12 Mile a lot of the time too.
Yeah, I would always do 12 Mile and Siberia if possible. And then on Tuesdays, sometimes I've only done the spontaneous show like 2 to 3 times, so I don't even count that. But like I would occasionally if I didn't have another show I was booked on.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, obviously Carrollton Station, and Thursday, I'd like to say I'd ever do Jeff and Ted's mic, but I rarely do.
Yeah.
I like really.
We're going to start doing it as soon as you have a car, buddy. Although I did just get my bike up and running, so maybe I'll start going anyway. But Thursday nights at Dragon's Den. It's
Yeah,
gonna be wild.
Fresh and fresh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but now, like, I know I'm getting married, and I was always worried that I was gonna let getting married make me quit comedy, but it's so soon that I'm like, if I don't do a lot of comedy for the fucking month up to my wedding, no one will even fucking notice. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's so soon that I'm like, if I quit comedy for a month, basically, but still do Fuck Yeah every Friday, no one will notice the difference.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really care that much anymore. For a while, I was like, I don't want this to ruin me doing comedy, but I made it long enough actually continually doing most of the shows I always did. So, yeah.
Why did Lost Love end?
The bar changed owners, and it was sort of like a long time coming. They kind of knew it was coming.
Okay.
They like had taken out a bunch of stuff that was like kind of related to the show, like the Time Shark and all that stuff. I just think that they
Dude,
were...
Sydney's took away the fucking pews. I mean, we had already decided that we were going to stop anyway,
Yeah.
but like, night church without pews. Like,
Yeah, that's
no.
not church.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's night chairs.
Night chairs.
Yeah, the fact I never did that show before they took out the PA that aimed at the bar, but I think that's really important. Like having someone pipe the audio, having something that pipes the audio
Yeah.
into the bar so that people at least
People-
know that if they're
God,
talking, they're
people
being
are
assholes.
such fucking
I mean,
dicks.
and like the bartenders would be like, "Hey, there's a show going on." And
Also,
then
I
they
just want to
stopped
say,
doing that.
if you're someone who's in the back of a bar and you're like, oh, there's a show going on in the front, and other people are talking, so you're like, I'm just going to be super loud and keep talking. And if someone tells me to stop talking, then it's their fault, because fuck them for wanting to have a comedy show. Then you should kill yourself, because you're a dumbass bitch who should kill herself or himself.
Oh, dude, last night I had a good set at Always, and there was just like 3 people talking like front and center, or not like front and center, but like right in the middle of the room. And like at Always, everyone can see everyone.
Right.
So like people just like kept looking at them and being like, eh. And I like addressed them talking a couple times, and they just kept going back to it. But I was like doing fine enough to where I was like, I don't want to make the whole thing about them.
Right.
And then afterwards, I was like, hey, I know you guys are ever having a good time. If you want to talk, you can just like go outside. And they were like, the comedians should be able to ignore that.
Oh, no. Okay, so what about the people that actually want to watch the fucking show? That's the thing. I'm like, even if you make the argument that comedians should be able to ignore
it was
insane.
One of the most wild responses I've ever seen to someone being confronted.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, no. I know I'm doing a bad thing.
Yeah.
But you should be better than me, like, being a fucking piece of shit.
And the thing is, like, I don't know. I feel like Todd Barry can't handle anyone talking at all, because we all know that he's a princess. And like, I don't think that, I'm not worried that anyone who's like sucking Todd Barry's dick, which is no one, is gonna like
that's part of the problem.
Yeah, exactly. And if they did, he'd be like, you're doing it wrong. But anyway, so
Dude, I had some good burns in the group chat.
You did.
Oh, that was so fun.
Fuck Todd Barry to hell. Cannot wait for that guy to die. I really cannot. I'm so happy he will one day.
You know how like some dudes are like pieces of shit in the way that they're like, oh, you got to shave your pussy if we're gonna fuck. Like, I feel like Todd Barry is like, shave your face if you're if you're gonna, you know, put your mouth.
That's a pretty good impression. Yeah.
Ugh.
I think my favorite was he looks like the back of Professor Quirrell's head if Voldemort were George W. Bush or George H.W. Bush. Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Why am I just putting more ice in? That's not water.
Save me some fucking ice. I haven't gotten.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Please don't be mad.
No, but wait. I had a point and I just digressed. I don't know. I feel like I've not said one good thing.
No, you never feel like you've said anything good. When's the last time you said something and you were like, nailed it?
When Benjamin was talking about beating teenagers at basketball, and I said, were they boys or girls? That was the last time I felt like
that was like 6 months. How long ago was that?
That was a long time ago. And no one even thought it was that funny.
I was I there?
Yeah, it was during the pod.
Yeah, that was very good. That was very good.
That was the last time.
I'm disappointed that
I haven't played basketball in a while either. But
when you guys
I gotta go hoop some fucking prepubescent girls.
When you were talking about you were like riffing on like making puns on Jason Momoa's name, like Jason Molessa or whatever. I think Jason Momoa deserved something.
Jason Momoa, because of like the Momo face. Yeah, it was funny.
You don't like it?
I giggled. But it's hard to express that because the pod chat goes so fast.
The pod chat, with you two go fast. I wake up and I'm just like, oh, I guess now I have to read a book.
Whatever, that happens.
A very dumb book.
That does happen.
That happens anytime one of us actually has something to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, that night.
I was saying on the off chance that
it's like if
this
David Mamet were
fucking
like
podcast is ever successful, instead of doing more episodes because we're stupid and can barely do like
one a week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard, especially for Michael who does all the work. But
I don't do all the work. You guys are the personality.
But if someone ever decided to pay us for this stupid bullshit, which they should.
Really? Yes.
They should just have access.
This is literally labor.
This is labor. Literally the whole point.
Nothing's labor unless someone asks you to do it.
The whole point of this is I like to hang out with my friends, and this is an excuse.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Like it.
Yeah, like at first I was like, I'm so resentful that I have to leave this party to go to this. And then I was like, oh, wait, I'm just going to another party.
Yeah.
But also, wait, Ed Black so Ed Black has this girlfriend. He would not mind me talking about any of this.
I love Ed Black.
I love Ed Black too. I think Ed Black's the fucking best.
I was thinking about his you should have dared me to make you some food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
you haven't
so
eaten today.
his girlfriend, so I was, how, as we learned from the Camille episode, or that's not been released yet, but as we've learned, I hate women and I'm anti the Me Too movement.
That's not true.
I know it's not true, but I do feel like the fact that there is a part of my body that whenever I hear of someone who's been accused of something by multiple people, there is a part of my body that, like, my outward body is like, fuck that guy, and like would definitely ban him from any show. But there's always a part of my body that's like, what if we're wrong? Like there's a part of me that says that. And Ed was talking about that.
We don't have to get into it.
I know we don't have to get into it, but I was just talking about the fact that like there is a part of me that might be flawed, or maybe there's something there that's like legitimate that like shirks from the idea of like, not if I hear something directly from someone. Now, another thing is like, I feel like there's a huge difference between hearing something directly from someone and hearing that a woman somewhere said that so-and-so is a rapist.
Yeah.
And like a lot of what I hear is like a woman somewhere heard that so-and-so is a rapist, and then you just like have to like ban that person, and usually it's someone that you want to ban anyway because they suck shit.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah.
so my fear is always like, what if I hear not from a person that I know or even have ever met, not from like, even if I've never met them, like I'm not worried about hearing something from one person because I feel like if I'm hearing it from someone, I'll believe them. But like my fear is like, what if I hear so-and-so said that so-and-so said that so-and-so and so-and-so said that someone is a rapist that is my actual friend? Like, that's scary.
I feel like you can cross that bridge when you come to it. And
I
and I
know.
feel like anyone else also, even if they don't publicly feel that way, privately feels that way.
I know.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Ed about it, and Ed
yeah.
was talking about, and Ed was like sharing similar feelings. And he has this, wait, what did he say that was so funny? He was like, oh man, it was so funny. His girlfriend is like very, like she was like very eye rolly, and she was rolling his eyes at everything she said, and it was just so funny how embarrassed she was by him. And then Geraldine, Isaac's girlfriend, was talking about like how someone had how she was walking her dog and some guy was like jerking off in the car, and then Ed's girlfriend Tia like piped up and was like, yeah, that happened to me too. And he was like, no, y'all lying. And I was like, no, they're not. But it was so funny because he didn't actually mean that.
Yeah.
But anyway, just delete all this. It was like a very, very funny conversation. I can't remember the thing that was so funny, but I had to leave during it. And Ed was just like fucking up nonstop, but being very funny and charming. And Tia was just like so embarrassed by him.
I love Ed so much.
I love Ed too.
Yeah. I like...
Because he was like, I mean,
It's a good thing he's on that show every week because I love seeing it.
I know. He is on that show every week. But he was like, I don't want to get canceled. Oh, man. He was talking about having kids over to his house. And he was like, yeah, my daughter's like, I want to have a sleepover. I'm like, no, you don't. No kids are coming over to my house except you. That's it. Like, he was like.
Because he doesn't want to get canceled.
Yeah. He's like afraid. Because kids do say weird ass shit. Like, kids are never like, so-and-so sexually abused me. But like, it is a risk to like
Rainbow Power Rangers.
It is a risk to have kids in your house that aren't yours. I do get it. Like, especially when you're a single guy who like has a girlfriend and isn't like with I feel like people are harsher on like single parents, but yeah. Anyway, I think it's funny when men are afraid of getting canceled but are not actually monsters. Like, I have to admit, I find it very charming and funny because they actually, like, they don't know what it is. So Ed was like, yeah, if I say you look nice in this dress, and then everyone was like, yeah, no, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a guy jerking off on the street in front of us. And he was like, what? That happens? And I'm like, the sheer disbelief that you have towards this shows me that you're not the person who's going to get Me Too'd.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Anyway. It is just very funny when it's just very refreshing when someone does not have this like sort of orthodox like script that they've imagined about this stuff is all I'm saying.
No, totally. Yeah. I like on the last episode you were like, don't you worry about being canceled? I worry about being canceled. And like, I do, but only because I have historically like been an asshole, like not like abusive.
Right.
But like
a dick.
I sucked. And like, yeah.
Well, same. I like was really, really racist towards this woman who was, to be fair, like hitting on my boyfriend in front of me at a party. But like, I was barely out of high school. And
for a second, I thought you were about to be like, to be fair, black. So, you know.
I like called this woman. She was a writer for the Reveille, the LSU publication, and she was like giving my boyfriend a lap dance, like a joking lap dance. And you know what? Now, if a woman was doing this to Jeff, I would just be like, "Go get it, Jeffrey." But like, I was not comfortable with myself. I was fresh out of high school, dating a guy who was a junior in college because he skipped a year of college. So I was like,
Go get it, chafe, Jeffrey.
and I was like, yeah, go get it. Wait, what did I say?
Oh no, you said go get it. I'm just lap dance sounds chafy to me. So.
Oh yeah. Like I'm just like, sure, whatever. But I had I was deeply insecure, and
that's a crazy move to just.
It wasn't really a lap dance. It was like at a party, and she was fully clothed and like rubbing her butt on him, and he was like jokingly accepting it, and I poured water over his head. And then left very publicly.
Hell yeah, you made a scene.
Yeah, I made a scene. And then I messaged her and called her Tila Tequila, and she was Asian.
Oh, holy shit, that's so funny. I will cut this for you. I love you very much.
You can keep it. I apologized to her.
I'll ask you tomorrow if I can keep it.
Well, I knew it was racist for years, and it like ate at me. And I like messaged her and was like, it was really shitty and racist what I said, and I'm really sorry. And then she was like, actually, I felt bad for how I acted that night too. Like, it's a truce. So no biggie.
Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, you can keep it if you want. Okay. I was racist, but also it was not a good burn. That was it
was not a good burn.
Like
that is your sin.
I mean, that's not my sin, but it was like, in addition to it being racist, it was not very funny. And she's also like a great journalist who's wonderful now. But
Tila Tequila, Nazi.
Yeah, she's a Nazi now. So turns out the thing I did was calling someone a Nazi, which is worse than like just being like, oh, I see that you're Asian. Here's another person who's Asian. Anyway, I've done shit that I could be canceled for, but I've just been lucky enough that most people were not people who were cancelers, who were just like, okay, this bitch is crazy.
I just think that in general, like, I think that we have something in common, and I don't think Benjamin has it, which is a tendency to catastrophize. Mm-hmm. And, like...
My mom from a young age told me that the reason that we always said, I love you before we left is that you can always die. That's so intense. Yeah, she was like, yeah, my whole family's very, very morbid and focused on death.
Yeah.
I think about that, too, but it doesn't... Like, that doesn't bug me. I feel like that's like a good thing to do.
But it shaped my whole worldview, which is like, you can always die. Like, the worst thing can always happen.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Something that infuriates.
Instead of saying all of your goodbyes,
I don't know.
you don't know. Do you realize? But the Flaming Lips is like the best fucking song ever written. It's so perfect. But yeah, that's the thing. Just like,
Susanna,
appreciate people because they will die.
Right.
Susanna gets mad at me for ruining nice moments. And one of the nice moments that I ruin is when we are hanging out and we go out and get a drink, and then Susanna is like, cheers. And I say every single time, to death.
Oh.
And it's not ironic. It's like, I like to keep my enemies close.
Right.
It's just like, all right, dude, I see you.
If you keep acknowledging
You're out
it,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's bad.
Yeah. What do you think? To death. As a toast.
I wish I was an older Jew so I could sincerely say the thing that I mean right now. But it's like, if you're saying to death, you're saying to life. Yeah.
I agree. Thank you. Amen.
Cheers.
To death.
To death. Now we're all drinking whiskey, so.
Dude. Oh, shit. I had a really funny... Fuck. Oh, yeah. When you were talking about being a nanny or whatever... I almost said kindergarten Kabbalah, but the moment passed. So
no, it's worth it.
Yeah.
that fucking out of nowhere callback.
All right, I'm gonna pee again. Be right back.
I wonder if there's enough in this episode. Do you think there's enough?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah? You think it was a good one?
I don't even think about it anymore.
Okay.
Really? Yeah.
Here.
I listen like very rarely. Michael does all the work.
Maybe share that with someone.
Yeah, I have 19 tickets, so yeah. Shout out to Oops the Clown for fucking
thank you,
hooking me up with all these tickets. Thank you.
You make burlesque less bad.
Yeah, dude. I mean, incorporating a dog.
Sorry, Remy. Thank you for doing the show. No, I mean, some burlesque is good, but Oops the Clown. you can't go wrong. You don't even have to like burlesque to like Oops the Clown.
Her name is Oops the Clown.
Her name's Oops the Clown. She's cheeky. She's sexy. She's got a dog. She does a lot of hula hoop shit. She basically is a gymnast.
She has a trained dog that sings and plays the drums.
But also, she's like an amazing dancer. A lot of burlesque people are more like, it's still hard to like memorize a bunch of moves, but like but some of them don't act. I feel like Oops the Clown could do classical ballet. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, she does that like aerial shit,
Yeah,
which
she
is like
does
hard
that, like,
as fuck.
yeah, exactly. Like she's like, not that if you can't do that, then you're not talented, because there's definitely a talent to being able to like memorize and do a routine perfectly regardless. But like, I always give extra points in my head to people who can do shit that like is outside of the realm of what they're doing currently.
I mean, ideally, you want in entertainment something that a normal person couldn't do.
Yeah,
Like, that is
but I
like
mean,
what-
like, but that's
yeah.
the thing where it's like, that's why I think comedy and burlesque are the same, because like for the most part, like most comedians and most burlesque dancers are people who are doing something that everyone could do very, very well, or they're just not. But like when burlesque does not require a lot of like technical ability, or when comedy does not require a lot of joke writing, it's just an issue of there being something like very sort of intangible that's good about it, which is like why I think that they're so easy to compare. And also a lot of people hate them and think that they're stupid and there's too many people doing them, and a lot of people complain about them not making a lot of money. So I think those are other things that make them very, very similar.
Yeah, I mean, but there's really no medium that people like don't overall hate.
I mean, yeah.
Like most music sucks, most movies suck. Like everyone has specific taste and everything.
True.
It's just there's something that's so immediately accessible about comedy that it's easier to shit on because it is easier to do.
It is easier to do. Same with burlesque. It's easier to do. We're back to the old classics. We played the
Burlesque is easier than improv? What?
No, improv is definitely not less easy than anything else.
I agree.
No, we were just talking about like we're talking about Oops the Clown and how she like is an aerial dancer who actually has like technical abilities as a dancer beyond what is inherent in burlesque.
So why were you talking about Oops the Clown?
Because she gave Benjamin all the P-Funk tickets.
Oh yeah. Why did she do that? Because you fine?
No, I'm just kidding.
My friend.
Hello, Izzy.
Natasha, who is making the cookies that are going to be our podcast art. It's cookies of our faces. Has a friend who, like, while she was working on the cookies, her friend was like, "Oh, like, what's the source photo?" And showed a photo of you, and she was like, "He's so beautiful. He has a twinkle in his eye you could never capture."
Yeah.
Damn.
That's the one I told you about, I think. And then when Natasha was doing the cookies, like, she thought that you were Ron Jeremy. And so Natasha was like, I think I fucked up the cookies.
Yeah, Ron Jeremy's a horrible looking man, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it was Cookie You with no eyes or facial features. It was just the hair.
Yeah, if it was a dick pic, it's like, oh, that's
Yeah,
flattering.
We know your dick's not
Ronald
that big.
Jeremiah. Yeah.
I think it's probably regular.
Yeah, it's normal.
It's big. I bet it's big regular. I can't tell if. So I only bet that because when we were looking at a bottle of olive oil, so Benjamin was like, we were at. He was at our house on Friday.
Preach, sister.
And Benjamin was looking at a bottle of olive oil, and Jeff said it looked like a dick, and Benjamin was like, it doesn't look like a big dick. Or you were like, it looks like a small dick. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, it's a huge bottle. It was like this, like it was like that high, and then it had like a head. Like, anyway, if it were a dick, it would have been a porno-sized dick.
Right.
And Benjamin was like, it just looks like, I guess, average. I don't know.
Do you have penile dysmorphia? Is that what's going on here?
I don't have a dick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Did you leave it in the freezer
I'm a
for
dickless
later?
man, yeah.
I feel like Benjamin probably has a big dick and no balls. Like, I feel like you have small balls, right?
I do actually have really tiny balls.
Okay,
Yeah.
I feel like you've mentioned that before. Yeah.
Small ball.
I can tell by a guy's sort of essence whether or not his balls are tiny. He's never been on the show, but I just want to say I love your dick, Jeff. I'm very happy that I don't get to see any other dicks for the rest of my life.
Wait, I do want to have Jeff on.
Yeah, we will one day.
That sounds fun,
Okay.
actually.
Yeah, I talked to him about it, and I was like, yeah, no, just definitely come on. Like, I don't really even.
We cannot include anything about anyone except for like people that we know very well.
None of
about
that.
their dicks.
Just yeah, that didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, we're moving on.
All right.
Okay, I think we should have Jeff on.
Yeah.
But I talked to him about it.
I heard he has a very large normal dick. Benjamin just quit the podcast. He put in his 2 weeks notice.
It looks like this.
He put in his 2 episodes notice. All right. Okay, so go on. We should have Jeff on.
Oh, but I talked to him about it, and I was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck if they don't want you on. Like, you'll be on. It'll be fun.
Are you trying to sow marital discord? I don't give a fuck if they don't want you on. We both want her on.
Yeah.
Want him on.
Yes. Amazing. Someone finally correctly gendered
We
Jeff.
cannot use this entire episode.
No, you have to use that.
This was just a fun time that
No,
we
you
had
have
together.
to use that. No, I've always told Jeff I don't think of you as a man, and I mean that in a good way.
I actually would find that fly. I'm serious. I would find that
No,
flattering.
I don't
hate-
think of I don't think of like the fact that y'all are like my closest friends. The only thing that not my closest friends.
No,
I have
I'm not
other
laughing
close-
at the closest friend. The fact that I even deign to interact with you
No,
suggests that you're
but
not
like
men.
the fact that y'all are like my closest texting friends now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I text the group chat all the time, and like I don't even feel like I'm talking to men, and I mean that in a good way. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking to just people, and the only thing that reminds me that y'all are men and I'm a woman is when I'm like, let me send this cool nude, and I'm like,
Can't do
saving
that.
it for the Instagram close friends.
Yeah.
Which is good because that's where all the women are. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
But like other than not being able to send y'all nudes and having it not be weird, y'all are women.
No.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta get some nudes friends, man. That's fun. That's good stuff.
You only can do it with the same sex.
What? Hey, can you though?
Yeah.
I'll ask Susanna about it.
I think you can only do it with the same sex.
No, she's
I can
gonna be
only
like,
do it-
nope,
Jeff
yep.
doesn't care if I send nudes to like friends that are gay because all of them are like in like committed relationships with people that aren't afraid because
Yeah.
women aren't as afraid as men of that kind of stuff. But like, I can't send nudes, or I could send them to like a gay guy friend, I think, but he would just be like probably like either cool or ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would exchange nudes anytime.
I appreciate that. We can talk about it later, but I don't think that I'm going to take you up on that. Not because you're not beautiful.
Yeah, I don't think we can do nudes in the chat.
No nudes in the chat.
That's the one thing gender still has is like you can't send
That's the one thing.
That's
the
the one
one
thing
thing.
gender still has.
in terms
Everything-
of my relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like everything else is the same, and I talk to y'all about like my period and all kinds of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I will not send y'all nudes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no, I've definitely aimed the phone at my dick and then been like, you can't do it.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I would like you to ask first before you show me your penis.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't, just bring it, but
I wouldn't sprung it on you.
yeah, no, it would be limp.
I feel like
It
if
would be
I feel like if it was a funny nude, it'd be okay.
Yeah.
That's the only kind I take.
Yeah, if your nudes don't have a sense of humor. I actually have seen nudes of you that Walt Jameson took on a black and white photo, on a black and white camera. Do you remember this?
No, I don't.
Dude, I mean, it was you. You
R.I.P.
sho-
Walt Jameson. I showed
Oh.
you. I bet I did.
Rest in
Perfect.
power, Walt.
Rest in power.
But rest in power, you mean old bitch. But
Wait, it was one of you that said rest in power bottom, right?
yeah, that was me.
That's
that's
beautiful.
good.
Thank you. Shit. But so, but yeah, no, you were like, look how long my nipples are. This was in 2008, probably.
8, yeah.
Oh, it was definitely before.
When we were drinking Andre together.
I mean,
Before there was ever
Oh, wow.
intentionally a photo that you and I took together, you had just started comedy, and we were at Cajun's, and they had like a photo booth. Do they still have
Did
it?
I flash the camera?
Yeah, it was
I love
like
to flash a camera.
it was like me and you and Joe Cardosi and Anthony Scontrino.
oh my God, what a crew.
And it's like the first one is we're all fucked up. The second one is we're all fucked up and you have your tits out. The third one is we're all fucked up, and the fourth one is we're all fucked up and you have your tits out again. Like you were like, wouldn't this be funny? And then you stopped and you were like, it was funny. Call back.
It was a perfect improv scene. And scene. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I love to do that. I did that to Julie's Instagram story, and no one watches their Instagram stories long enough to like follow through. So everyone just tapped through before I show my nipples on both of them.
Oh, who was the comedian who accidentally showed boob on her?
Whitney Cummings.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's really funny and good.
People tried to blackmail her with that. It's so fucking
they did.
stupid. And she's like, no, look at my boob. It's fine.
Yeah, she was like, I mean, she wasn't like,
funny.
who cares?
That
She's
sucks
really
to be put in that position
Yeah.
no matter what. But that is like I'm sure for her, the best way to handle that.
Yeah. Like, it does suck to be put in that position, but I'm
And then
also
to have
just
to
like,
kind of like set the precedent of like other people being expected to own it if they get, you know what I
Right.
mean?
but the thing is, I do think that the best way is to like, in a situation, because it wasn't even like a sexy photo. Like, it's a lot harder to deal with when it's a sexy photo. But it was more like she was in the bathtub talking, and like
Yeah.
at one point her boob came out.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like just. I mean, first of all, the idea that any body part is like sacred and should not be shown is weird. But the idea that boobs are that way is so weird because even though they're like very, very sexy, like so are a lot of body parts. One time I had this fight in college, and then one guy who was a bisexual guy, he was like an open-minded guy. He was like, Mary Devin, I understand your argument, but you just said that collarbones are just as sexy as nipples. And he was like, and that's not true. And I was like, I understand that, but I feel like we do show a lot of body. I feel like the only reason.
If a bike mechanic can have his forearms out,
I mean, yeah, like it's like
Benjamin's
boobs-
silently nodding and pointing at me.
there's something wrong with us where we're all like obsessed with boobs because we all either sucked on them or we're supposed to.
Yeah.
Like that's not women's fault.
Yeah.
So like if they want to have their sexy boobs out, who cares? Like the issue is not that they're not
Dude,
sexual objects.
You are
I just
modern day Martin Luther King.
I just imagined
If they want to have their sexy boobs out.
a world where Mary Devin is God of humans. And
Hell yeah.
these are the things she dictates.
The Ten Commandments and the fourth commandment is if you want to have your sexy boobs out. Yeah. Yeah. Moses still would have had to part the Red Sea, though.
Also, I feel like you can include it. He's not going to listen.
That's
Should
not
we-
why I'm not.
Let's just bleep the fucking names.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think leave it there.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. I'm so sorry. Rate us 5 stars. Just pretend we're an Uber driver who did okay.
I'm sorry.
And give us 5 stars.
And listen,
Or any. Did fine.
if you
I've
got
had so
if you
much
got sexy boobs,
If you have sexy boobs and you want to keep them out, do it.
Let your boobs flags
Let
fly.
boobs fly.